Hey, what's up everybody? So I am excited to bring you this review for the Sigma 17 to 70 millimeter f2.8 to 4 contemporary lens. That is a long name, sorry, but it is what it is. And this is one of Sigma's brand new line of lenses. This is part of the contemporary line, and then you also have the other lenses which come in the art and the sport lines. And with these new line of lenses, Sigma's promised some great quality in terms of engineering, in terms of materials, and just overall quality control of the lenses. And right off the bat, this lens feels amazing. It feels pretty solid in the hand and on your camera, and it has a great look to it, and the focus rings and the zoom ring both feel pretty solid. There's no give in it, there's no sort of wobble between the two. It's just a really well built quality lens, and I can really say that Sigma has stepped up their game in terms of quality of their lenses, and are now trying to compete with Canon or Nikon sort of upper level type lenses. And this lens is available for Canon, Nikon, Sony, and Pentax mounts. So this lens is designed for APS-C censored cameras only, giving you an equivalent focal length of on Canon, I guess it'd be 28 to 112 millimeters, and on Nikon you get a 25 to 105 equivalent focal length, and that's just again because it is a crop censored lens. And this lens does have a hypersonic motor, which is actually pretty quiet compared to other lenses that I've used, especially compared to previous generation of the 17 to 70 Sigma lens, and it does also include optical stabilization, so if you're shooting video with it, which is a pretty good lens to do so with, I can say that it works pretty well. And it is a macro lens, so you can get pretty close to subjects from up to about 2 inches away, so it's a pretty good lens for that. And inside the lens you'll find 2 low dispersion elements and 1 super low dispersion element, as well as having a multi-layer coating on top of the lens to prevent flare, and the low dispersion elements are simply just to avoid lens or chromatic aberration, so those green or purple fringing, which can get annoying, but we'll talk about that later in the video. Alright, so I'm here in Lightroom, and besides how the lens feels, how the lens looks, and all the tech behind the lens, what you really want to know is how it performs, and probably the most important part of purchasing a camera lens. So here's just a quick sample demonstration. Just took a picture of myself, and using a $60 speed light, that's all I used to take this portrait. And here you can see 1:1. You can see I'm here 1:1. I'll go 2:1, but you're just gonna see the megapixels. I mean, that's how close 1:1 is going. And looking at this, I mean, you can see the crevices in my skin, my pores. You can see the eyeball. You can see I mean, it's just such a good, I mean, it's sharp. I mean, what can you say? It is a sharp lens, and produces great colors, great contrast. I mean, it just looks really good, right? So here you're just, I mean, if you want a pixel peep, this is what you're gonna get. If you're using good light, you're gonna get pretty good pictures. I mean, there's nothing to it. I'm not saying this is a good picture, but I'm just saying for the price and for the lens, it takes great pictures. And moving forward, just to sort of show you the sharpness of this lens, here's another picture of just some plants and some spider webs, and you can see, this is shot at 17 millimeters at f2.8, so it's pretty wide. It's wide open actually, 400th of a second, and I'm standing a pretty good distance away from this tree. I'm probably about a foot or two away, but look, if you hate spiders, you're gonna hate me, because look at this spider right here doing its business, whatever it's doing. But that's how sharp this lens is. And You know, if you're worried about bokeh because it's a 2.4 to f4 variable aperture lens, as you zoom in through the lens, you are going to get really good compression. So you're still going to get great bokeh, and you're going to get good separation between your background and your foreground. So here, just looking, you know, you're going to get pretty good sharp images and blurred backgrounds if that's what you want to do. And one thing I just want to point out, and it's one of the negatives about this lens, when you're shooting at 17 millimeters at f2.8, it's going to be one of those things where chromatic aberration is an issue. And what I really thought, you know, with all this, with all the elements in the lens, you're still going to get quite a bit of chromatic aberrations, color fringing and blues and purples and greens. You're gonna get some aberration, as you can see right here. All this fringing, it's just horrible, it's ugly. Is it an issue? Yes, it is. But can it be corrected easily? Absolutely. If you have something like Lightroom or Photoshop, you can go in and make those really quick adjustments. So I'm going here, clicking that, bam, fixed. So it's all gone. Again, a slight issue. It is an issue if you're not used to using software. If you just want to go out and shoot and practice, you might notice it in your images, especially if you're printing. If you're printing, you're going to notice that fringing because it will stand out. But it's not too big of an issue. It's easily corrected using software, but that's just part of shooting wide open, unfortunately. But as you go through the lens, if you're going up to, you know, 20 to 30 or up to 70, you're not going to notice much aberration in your images. And macro shots, they come out pretty sharp. I am very impressed with the macro capabilities of this lens. You can see here, this is probably shot about 3 inches away. Here I'm getting even closer. And that's literally, I'm almost risking scratching my lens because it's so close. So it's one of those things where it's a very versatile lens. You can do so much with it. You can shoot wide, get great field of view. You can go extremely close. You can shoot whatever you want with this. It's a good all-around lens. Is it worth the $450 to $500? If you're wanting to get a better lens than your kit lens, yes. If you're wanting to shoot weddings or events, this is a really versatile lens because it is light, and it is a fast focusing lens. I've been extremely impressed with it. Although, you know, focusing has its sort of quirks, I guess. Sometimes it won't focus in the right spots that you want it to, but that's, you know, just something I'm sure they'll fix with the firmware update. So overall, I like this lens. I will recommend it for those that want to get into shooting better photos with better quality glass, which is the most important thing. If you are planning on upgrading to full frame, I will not recommend this lens, because once you upgrade to full frame and, you know, leave your crop sensor camera behind, this lens is going to be useless to you. So if you are planning to upgrade in the near future, I would recommend going for a 17-40L lens, which is a few $100s more, but it's still one of Canon's cheapest lenses. But overall, it's a good lens. If you're in the market for a versatile lens, a quality lens that will give you sharp images, great colors, and macro capabilities, go ahead and do it. I mean, it's a good lens. It's a good price. There's not much else to say about it. But if you have any questions about this lens, or if you just have any questions about photography and cameras and tech, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. And I will be coming out with videos on a regular basis from now on, probably every Monday or Tuesday. So we'll find out. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the review. And if you have questions, drop a comment, let me know. Hit that like button. It helps me out a lot and helps me to keep going. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.